We are live from the City of Angels. This is Midnight Movie Talk. We are so fucking pumped tonight as this is Deadpool and Wolverine, the biggest night we have seen in movie theaters in 1 year. We have not seen crowds like what I just experienced up the street at the #1 AMC location in the universe, AMC Burbank. It looked exactly like Barbenheimer. Okay, this film is going to kill at the box office this weekend. We've talked about this for weeks and weeks building up to this moment. I think it's very fortuitous this film was pushed because we've had some films come in, succeed, and now this thing is going to take it home for the rest of the summer. And not just that, guys. This is one of the very best MCU films. There is no question about it whatsoever. This is my second viewing of this film tonight. And look, I am just as pumped as I was back on Monday. This is easily one of the best MCU films. I have not heard an audience, a regular movie-going audience, go this bonkers for a film since Top Gun Maverick. Even then, I think this is even louder and more boisterous and just absolutely exuberant watching this film. Exactly what we said when we did that first reaction stream back here on MMT on Monday night. I told you guys that audiences were going to adore this film, and they are. And if you want proof, well, of course, we're going to give that to you. All we do is bring receipts here on MMT. Let's check the latest audience score. Can you see that? 97%. As I told you guys on Monday and Tuesday, those back-to-back streams, what did I profess to you all during those streams? I said that there's going to be a fuck ton of critics who lose their credibility, whatever credibility had, because I know most of you don't trust critics. Because I'm going to tell you again, and we're going to be positive tonight, but I am going to drag a few people because that's what I do. I'm not about to turn around and not do that shit. We're going to do it harder and faster than we ever have. Let me tell you, in keeping with Deadpool, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell you that most critics do not speak for you. They do not have any clue what you actually want to watch. And they are so pretentious and so out of touch. They watch a film like Deadpool Wolverine and go, well, it's just a big fuck fest. Like, dude, you are dead wrong. And there's the number you can see at 97% audience score. What did I tell you the cinema score would be on this? I told you A+. Didn't I? That's what I told you. We're looking at least an A. I'm telling you, a good shot at an A+. If you don't know what that means word of mouth is through the roof, because we know what we're talking about here on MMT. If you've never been here before, welcome to the channel. We're back on X, and I am so stoked. These are the nights we live for, guys. I want to be discussing movies when it's the epicenter of the universe, and that's what you see when you roll into AMC tonight at Burbank. Again, I have not seen anything like this since we go back to Barbenheimer. Here's a look at the crowd as I walked out tonight. I'll show you walking in. I mean, I walked in at 4 o'clock. This is a 4 o'clock IMAX 3D showing today. And again, I like the film just as much the second time and in 3D. I can recommend both IMAX and 3D on this film. Sometimes I say 3D, and listen, this film is so gonzo. Why not just see it in the extra dimension? Just go for it. Spend the cash. Look at the crowds here. Guys, this thing is slammed, and this is like it's 6 o'clock on a Thursday. It felt like a Saturday. Look at the crowd here as I went in. This was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon as I'm walking into this thing, and I'm like, what's going on with all these people? There's a dude dressed like, I guess, sheeple. Then we have the crowd going up the escalator there. And then look at the entranceway, slammed. It was busier when I left. Guys, this is going to be the biggest opening that we have seen since Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Midness. And this film's not mid. In fact, I got into it with somebody who said this film's mid. Let me tell you something, guys. Let me just roll as honestly and brutally as I can. If you think Deadpool Wolverine is mid, you are not to be trusted for the remainder of time here on planet Earth. It is over. You can't be that wrong. This film is way beyond mid. Mid's twisters, okay? mid plus I might give you, but it's mid. This film delivers everything that you want. Mark saying it right here. Look, it's going to deliver for everybody. Deadpool fans, MCU fans, cinema fans. There is something for everybody. So many laughs, a lot of heart. You don't need to be an MCU expert, which is exactly what Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy talked about when this film was about to debut. They said you don't have to watch all of the MCU shows to understand what's happening on the screen, because we say it all the time. You don't want to have to do that. I just want to go in and have a good time. I'm not the biggest CBM nerd, right? Now, look, as I say that, I do have the 1984 Wolverine Secret Wars figure from when I was a kid with the black claws. So if you don't think I was a geek when I was a kid, well, you probably guessed that, but I'm not anymore, man. But I did have this guy. And also, for those of you who went to AMC and Regal, I guess everywhere has this thing. They pull it out. It's still full of popcorn, because you guys know I'm kind of a health freak. I brought a protein bar to the screening tonight. There it is. The Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn. How much does this thing sell for? It's like $50. I might just give this away. If I have a viewer in the LA area who would like this lovely thing, I might just hand it to you, because I still have a whole bunch of pop. Look, the popcorn's in there. This film is going to do everything that we expected from it this coming weekend and into the rest of the summer. As I said, looking at the Barbenheimer effect of this film and more comments throughout the night, anybody who saw it, come in, tell me what you thought of the film. You're going to tell me you loved it. You're going to tell me if you had an issue, it's very small. The Barbenheimer effect of this and Twisters will be such a massive impact on the box office as we roll all the way through September. And then we have two films coming in Romulus and in Trap. I think that outperforms. Alien Romulus will do really well. And now Disney has turned around and is going to have one of their best years in forever between Inside Out 2, Deadpool, throw in Alien Romulus. They're doing well. But go woke, go broke. No, we're not that anti-woke channel, so I don't know what to tell you. If you're looking for that, it's not what we do. We also aren't pro-woke. We are objective. We're about movies. We're about supporting things we love. And we love this film, okay? I've seen it twice. I rarely see films 2 times in a week. I have now done just that for Deadpool Wolverine. It has everything you want. Quickly, why does this film work? If you miss my reviews, this is really in a nutshell. I'll give you the top reasons why this film kicks total ass. Funniest MCU film by far. No contest. This is number one. The jokes are smart from the very beginning, where you've got the NSYNC Bye Bye Bye, which we heard on the way in here. You've got that title sequence, which is lights out. And then you've got right before that his comment, Death by Day Player. These are smart inside Hollywood jokes. Also, when he's talking about the film going on too long, he goes, I promise, we're about ready to wrap it up. That's fantastic. He talks about audiences getting used to long run times. These are all smart jokes, okay? Ryan Reynolds is a very talented guy, not just an actor. He succeeds at everything he does, and he has just a raw ability and instinct that he possesses, that he brings with him to projects, and you see it in this film with the decisions that are made. I also am going to drag someone in a minute, because I'm going to drag him hard, because this person is this is the kind of thing when you say things like this. What I'm going to show you in a minute, not yet, because we're going to talk about box office first. What I'm going to show you and the person that we're about ready to drag from here to there and back and forth, here's what's going to happen. We are going to tell you that when you say something as dumb as what this person said and as clueless as what this person said, then this is why they earned the MMT Film Fraud of the Night. It's also buoyant and it's effervescent, guys. This film is not just hilarious, it's got a life to it, right? It also has the emotional weight because of the chemistry of Ryan Reynolds and particularly Hugh Jackman, who, when he has to deliver, right, he's got 2 scenes where he just absolutely slays. Once in the Honda Odyssey, right, when he's going off on Deadpool, calling him a piece of shit, and a smart ass, and God, the worst thing ever. And then when he's at the campfire with X-23, right, when he's there, those 2 scenes, you see Hugh Jackman, the thespian, an actor that really doesn't receive the credit that he is due based on his talent. Guys, this guy brings the heat. This guy brings the full range, and it's time we recognize Hugh Jackman as one of our great actors. He just has to be in the right project. He is Wolverine. Good luck to anybody who ever wants to try to put on that suit the yellow and blue suit as we see in this one ever again. Good luck to you. Also, all those 20th Century Fox cameos. Now that we've seen the movie, we can talk a little bit about it. How about Gambit? Let's just mention that. I'm not going to tell you anything beyond who plays it or what. Gambit is one of the funniest things that I have seen in a film since Tropic Thunder. That character and the way that actor X delivers the lines, and then Deadpool, like, who is your dialogue coach? This is just really good stuff. And the fact that these critics are showing their whole ass, missing this thing, calling it terrible. I mean, this is really like the kind of miss that will bury you. It's over. I mean, it's done. There's no returning from that, okay? And that's what audiences are going to see this weekend. They're going to lose more and more faith in critics. And let me tell you, you shouldn't have any, because the majority of them suck balls. They have no talent. They have agendas. They want to say the opposite of whatever the group's going to say. Or in this case, for sure, if you're a film Twitter card-carrying dweeb, you are going to hammer this film because that's what the other dweebs are going to say. So you have to fall in line with the dweebdom. And if you don't, you're not cool. Well, guess what? I got news for you. Film Twitter is as fucking uncool as it gets. So if you think being part of Film Twitter is cool, shit, man, I'm telling you, this is why you don't get girls or guys, whatever you swing to. It's not happening because you're part of Film Twitter. I mean, good Lord, man. This is a group that, again, if I was in a bar and it's a bunch of Film Twitter people, I'm pulling ass out of there right and left, both sexes, and the rest of them are going, fuck, where's the hooker? This is how bad that group is. And again, fuck off, Film Twitter. You can't hang. You never will. Let's continue along here tonight. Your comments on this film. We've already flamed Film Twitter. We'll do that throughout the night. It's always fun. We're also going to watch the Joker 2 trailer for the first time. I did not watch it. We're going to watch it live, and this is what we do when we do live on MMT. I'm just going to play it, and what's going to happen is Warner Brothers is going to come in and say, oh, that's a copyright. You can't do that. And I don't even care at this point, because what we do live is we want to entertain you and give you information and give you fearless thoughts on what's going on. And we're going to watch that thing live, and I'm going to comment after. We'll watch it together live. I'll comment for the first time. They played it tonight in front of Deadpool Wolverine, but I went like this, and I looked down at my phone because I got to watch this live on the stream. So I heard a little bit of it, but I didn't watch a single frame of the Joker 2 trailer until tonight. We'll do that momentarily. Was today more packed at your theater than No Way Home? It was very similar, okay? And also what you're seeing with this crowd is it is an older crowd, but remember, the kids are going to come, okay? They're going to be there. I promise you. The parents will take their kids because they're going to beg, Mom, please take me to Deadpool Wolverine. When I was a kid, I begged my mom to take me to Cobra with Sly Stallone. You guys remember that one? It was R. Had the serial killer in LA. I'm like, Mom, I know it's R. Will you please take me to Cobra? She did, because she's the best mom ever. And that's what's going to happen with this film. These kids are coming into the movie theater, and that's going to pop this number big. Let's look at sales. A couple more comments. Deadline reporting. Okay, let's do it, Leah. That's great, because I'm going to actually go to the sales right now because it's time for the MMT seat check on this Thursday night, one of our biggest shows ever, because not only is it a massive movie, it's a film we fucking believe in. And if I believe in something, you can tell. If I don't, watch my Twister stream. You're going to go, well, he doesn't like that. Watch King of the Planet of the Apes stream. My God. Go watch Poor Things. Go watch Beau is Afraid. You'll see a marked difference in what you're watching, because I am enthusiastic about this film. I love this film. I really do. For what it is the perfect film for exactly what we wanted from the MCU, with these two characters tag teaming together. That is why I adore this film. Deadpool and Wolverine, look at these sales, guys. It is crazy. 10 o'clock IMAX. Let's take a look here. This is the AMC website / app. If you don't have AMC, you gotta get it. If you have an AMC near you, I'm not getting paid for this. Guys, I don't get paid for anything that I say through this microphone. Everything that I say, I believe in. And I'm telling you that the AMC A-list at $25 a month for 3 movies in any format a week, 12 movies a month for $25. Are you kidding me? Even with the really terrible year we've had this year, there are at least 10 to 12 movies you can watch every month. Even if it's 8, you're talking about $3 a movie. Guys, get the app. Look at this thing here. Get A-List. Look at that. That is a 10 o'clock IMAX, and it is slammed because this is an R-rated film. This audience is going to get hammered, and they're going to come in, and they're going to enjoy it even more. This film will be wild if you had a few beers in you. I have not done that yet. I probably will for the third one. I was cheering on the film in the middle of the IMAX screen here at 4 o'clock. These jokes are great. These are really good jokes. Let's go back and let's look at some more because it's not just that screening. It's virtually all of these screenings. Dolby 915, almost full. These are the 2 PLF screens. If you've never watched MMT, PLF, premium large format, IMAX, Dolby, 4DX, RDX, all the upcharge screens where you're going to get better sound, better visuals, larger screen, all that stuff. Look at this. This thing is sold out even up to the front row. People are buying the front row. There's literally like 10 seats left. And this is the 915 Dolby, one of my favorite screens in the entirety of LA. I love the Dolby Burbank because you get a recliner. I mean, you can't beat that. You've got a screen that's almost as big as IMAX, if not as big. And then you've got a sound system that absolutely booms. And then you've got the recliner. What else do you want? Prime, recliner, great sound in that one too. Look at this. One guy all the way from the front, every other seat's full. This is slammed. Guys, this film is going to be massive. I'll give you a number in a minute. It's coming. Let's go to Universal, check a couple of those. It's going to be the same everywhere. And here's the difference. Someone came in and said, well, this isn't going to play the same in Yes, it is. It's going to play exactly the same in LA as it is in Dallas, in Houston. I just tweeted out a guy that I follow. He's the manager at the Regal in Houston. It's slammed. Guys, it looks like an amusement park. Everybody is at the movie theater this weekend. It's the epicenter of where you want to be. This is the cultural epicenter of humanity right now, Deadpool and Wolverine, which I know pisses off our lame, pretentious, no relation to anybody with any semblance of a life critics. And I love torching them, baby. You guys are the biggest bunch of nobody wannabe, nobody. Well, I mean, you already said that. You are literally out of touch with everybody except for your group of film Twitter dweebs who literally have to pay for sex. That's the only thing you have in common is you all have to beg to have someone step up and step into the sack with you. The rest of us don't have to worry about that. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to be, listen, film Twitter, I love the fact that we have this relationship because you guys are so weird and so out of touch with everybody. It's perfect because I'm not part of that. I don't want part of that shit. I'm not part of that. I never will be. In fact, if anything, I want to be anti, which is exactly what we do here. Real 3D, 845. This thing's packed. It's a small screen. Wherever I go, guys, this thing is slammed. Okay, let's go. I didn't go to Universal. Let's go ahead and check that real quick. This is Grove real quickly. 10:30. Oh my God, the Grove is slammed at 10:30. That means everywhere's packed. Guys, if all these screens are looking like this, I'm sure yours are nearby. Feel free to hit me with what they look like when you saw it tonight. We'll pop you up. Gone Girls on the comments here tonight. Let's go to Universal 9:30 IMAX. Biggest screen in LA. This thing is massive. Look, oh my God, guys. This is essentially a sellout. That front row, you can't see shit. You are so close to the screen in that first 1, 2, 3 rows. You don't want to be there. You really have to be about 7 rows back at best. That's where I sat for Twisters. You see those 3 seats on the left? Let me zoom in. This is where I sat for Twisters there. Right there on the left. You see that? F25. I was right here on the left side. That's where I sat. That's as good. You do not want to be any closer than that. Guys, this film is gonna be hellaciously big. Okay, not just sort of big. It's going to be the biggest thing, again, we have seen since we had Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Midness. Let's get the latest from Deadline, and they are putting this thing at $35 to $40 million, and that is just for an estimate. A lot of times lately they've been wrong on these things. They've been under, so if this thing pushes 40, 45, maybe 50, let's go to the all-time preview grosses, and I'll show you guys where we are and if this film gets to that number. Let me zoom in here so you can see. Endgame did $60 million on Thursday night. 357, biggest opening ever. It will not get to 60 million. But the way things are going right now, if it gets to at least 40, that will give it a top 6 Thursday night. If it gets to 43.5, it'll beat Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows 2, as that will go down. It'll be number 5, Last Jedi at 45, and then No Way Home at 50. So if this film gets to, say, 44, 47, it's going to be popping a huge number, guys. Here's my number. Get ready. It's $202.2 million. Let's go ahead and roll with that. And if you have AMC stock, it's a good time to be holding that stock. And I'm not the stock guy. I do not give stock advice, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm considering going out and buying some tomorrow because this movie is going to pop a huge number on Monday. The worldwide is going to far exceed that 360. It's going to be 400, 450. What if it gets to 500 worldwide on the debut? You want to have some AMC stock. Let me tell you right now, 220 Satvic, I don't have a problem with that, guys. 202 is probably on the low end. I had it at 220. I brought it down because the R rating, I don't think it's going to hold it back that much, but let's just say it holds it back a little bit. This film is going to get a huge push from that word of mouth. The word of mouth is stellar. The word of mouth is glowing. The critics are wrong. Again, I called that on Monday. I told you guys, I told Menzel on that live stream he's wrong. I told him everybody's going to love this film. The people who don't enjoy living a life. The people who have no fun in this movie don't really enjoy getting out and doing much, because this film is all about exuberance. This film is all about passion. This film is all about Deadpool trying to make a difference. For a lot of people, they kind of just watch a screen. They don't want to see that. They're like, I'd rather watch Avatar, where you go into a world and it's not really real, especially a lot of critics. They don't want to live in the real world. Trust me, when I walk into a screen, I go, fuck me. I wouldn't want to live in the real world either. Here, this is why I am literally the pariah of the film Twitter space, and I love it. I will lean into that all day because I'm right. That's the beauty. I am right. We're about ready to flame someone in a second, so get ready. Kids are going to turn away and have their moms take them to see Handling the Undead. John, listen, give this guy a gold star, because John is an all-time MMT viewer for bringing up my number one film of the year, Handling the Undead, which is funny because I just flamed film Twitter on and on for like the first, how long we've been on, 22 minutes. And I literally have a very film Twittery film as my number one film of the year, Neon's Handling the Undead. Wow, what an absolutely bleak film, but truly to me a horror masterpiece. Love that film. I mean, it's not Deadpool and Wolverine. I wouldn't expect you guys to be able to access that film like this, but that's the thing that we can do, right? We can recognize the brilliance of Handling the Undead and then turn around and say, holy shit, this is a perfect MCU film for Deadpool and Wolverine, which is exactly what it is. I saw one of the first comments. Gone Girl, bring me Mark's first comment that he came in with, and Mark's a longtime watcher as well, smart guy, and here it is. So fucking good. I've been off the Marvel bandwagon forever. Movie delivers big time for fans and non-fans alike. This is what I told you guys. And Mark's not the guy who's going to come in here and shill. He's like me. He's kind of just old school, right? We're just going to say what we believe. And he very much, when he says that, it makes me feel good about my evaluation of this film back on Monday. I stuck to my guns when other people were like, this film's not that good. Look, go back to the thing is what, 80% for critics? Let me go back to the Rotten Tomatoes. Here it is. It's at 80% and 97% at audience. I knew I'd be with the audience on this. I was 100% certain of that. And then here we go. We are here. Let me pull it up so you can see it. 80% critics. And now it's about, we're going to hammer. It's time. We had a lot of fun. We're going to go to your comments. Don't worry. I'm going to get to as many as possible. We're going to flame somebody right now because this person is truly probably, I think with this comment, here's the thing. When we go after people, it's because the comment's dumb. The comment is truly showing your whole ass. When you say something like this about Deadpool and Wolverine, it shows you don't know what you're talking about. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, our film fraud is none other than the very pretentious, very out of touch with anybody with any semblance of a life, Robert Daniels. Here he is. You guys ready for the tweet? Get ready for this one. And when you see the film, guys, you can come in and hammer him for me. I'm not even going to say anything. Here's the tweet, and this is why we go from win to win, and out of touch, pretentious critics like Robert Daniels that likes to read, right? Well, first of all, he probably likes to read it too. He likes to read his own stuff. 2,500 word think pieces on some film that no one with any semblance of a life will ever read. Here's his take on the film. One of the worst made movies of the year. And Robert, honest to God, dude, if you're going to go with a criticism of a film, you need to pick one that's accurate. Because Sean Levy, while we're not suggesting he's Scorsese or even one of our favorite rose glass. He's not that. But if you want a commercial, big blockbuster done and done proficiently, then that is what you're getting with Sean Levy. And there's nothing wrong with this film from a directorial standpoint. Nothing. The edits are fine. What are you going to talk about? The color grading, Robert? You don't know what you're talking about. And this is the guy that writes for Ebert Voices. Roger Ebert would probably read this and go, dude, do you work for my website? Holy fuck. This guy's writing for us? He doesn't even know what he's talking about. And that's why we have made Robert Daniels our film fraud of the night and probably the week, likely the month. He's not going to get canceled because he's too pretentious and too lofty in his own mind to ever get canceled. But you got to understand, Phantoma, that this is a terrible tweet. It's one thing to hammer the movie and say it was annoying. I didn't laugh. Okay, that's wrong, but you can say that. To say it's one of the worst made movies of the year, when you have Madam Web sitting right there, you're going to even utter Deadpool and Wolverine, a very competently directed film. I would argue a perfectly directed film for exactly what it is, right? We talk about a director being the match for what the film is, and that's what Sean Levy is, okay? And he delivers that film. So this is why this dude, it's embarrassing. And yet I'm the fucking villain. Weber's the bad guy when this pretentious guy's out there completely missing the mark. Like if we have a bullseye, he shot bullets all around. He missed it. The bullseye's like, you didn't even hit it. You literally missed the entire thing. Your bullets went into the back of a house. You didn't even hit the thing. What the fuck? This is how bad the space is. And yet this is the lofty film Twitter highest echelon of critic. Unbelievable, guys. It's terrible. It's a terrible take. More comments here on this almost a Thursday night, guys. I hope you love the film as much as me. I imagine you did. And this film's going to be, like I said, 200 plus million, and it's going to play for the rest of the summer. It's Barbenheimer with this and Twisters. That's exactly what's going to play for the rest of the entire summer. The fight scene in the car, right? It's great. And then the end where he's wrapped up in the seatbelts. But not just that fight in the car, in the Honda Odyssey. It's also the Hugh Jackman dialogue when he has to just absolutely destroy Deadpool and cut him down to tiny pieces, and then Deadpool's like, we're going to fight, and punches him in the face. But the intensity of Hugh Jackman in that scene, that's where you earn a Best Supporting Actor nomination. That scene, that's it. Oh, film Twitter's going to lose it. Watch out. Robert Daniels is going to come in. Oh, did he just say Hugh Jackman supporting for? Oh, my God. Robert, go back to completely missing the mark on everything you review. And next time, give us a 5,000-word think piece on something, because God knows you and your mom and maybe a couple friends might read it. You'll probably read it 20 times because you're the biggest fan of yourself. But the rest of us are going to go roll our eyes like this guy. Listen, let me tell you one more time. In the world of film Twitter, if they open their eyes, I'm the fucking hero. These guys are the villains. These people are completely clueless. I'm the guy telling you what the reality of the situation is. The only guy, one of the few, who told you that Beau is Afraid is an absolute disaster for A24. And Babylon, tonally, my God, what a mess. I mean, but then you watch a Fantasy, you watch a Daniels. Oh, these directors are so brilliant, so we'll say their movies are great. This is why they speak for nobody, except for their circle jerk or film Twitter tweets. That's it. Here you go. Here's your circle jerk. Go ahead and speak for these nerds right here. This is it. This is your one tiny little area that you speak to, and that's what they believe they have relevance. They have relevance there, and that's it. I don't understand how people are enjoying this fan service. Sure, they did it in a way that plays like a love letter to 20th century. You know, I hate love letter, but I'm going to use it. They gave old characters the proper send-off. Guys, there's not a debate here. Alex, you're 100% right. This film is perfect. It is exactly what I wanted out of this film. And I'm not the biggest MCU fan. I'm not a comic book freak. I mentioned I have the 1984 Secret Wars Wolverine with the Black Claws. But that's it, okay? I don't live this shit religiously. I don't believe in the canon. I don't care. Just show me a fun movie. But it's nice to know that for the fans, that stuff's there. And again, Gambit, funny as hell. Smart, right? this is inside Hollywood stuff that still works for the masses, and this is a really fun film, and maybe one of the funniest films I've seen in many years. Not just funniest MCU film. It's one of the funniest films, wall to wall, that I have seen in a very long time. And when critics, again, so many of them miss it on this, just remember, they don't view the world like we do. They view it in a very abstract, weird way. They do not relate to you at all. And they relate to their tiny little group, their tiny little niche. Here's your niche of nerdy people that you relate to. You don't speak for anybody else because you really don't have much of a life. So of course you're not going to really get too much to anybody that, has a life. You're not going to relate to them. Let's actually real quickly. I don't want to go too. I'm not gonna do this. We always drag this guy, but I have to do it because I read this. And remember, Weber's the bad guy. Weber's the bad guy, not this guy, not this toxic bitch. This guy is by far one of the worst on all of film Twitter. You talk about a guy, he has me blocked. Otherwise, I would go after him. Here's the best part about this guy. This guy has. You guys ready for Jeff? This guy, Strange Harbors. Talk about a pretentious prick. This guy has a webpage. Go check out his webpage for me when you get a chance. The last review he did was for a film from 2022, and this guy pretends to be of the moment. This guy is nobody, and this is what you get out of this guy. You ready for this? Deadpool and Wolverine, or fuck-ass fan fiction, the movie, aborted projects, Reddit posts, and the most annoying fan wish list tweets you can only imagine, all rolled into glorified clip show slop. One of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. No one deserves this. You guys, you need to take these people and bring them down. I get film Twitter coming after me all the time. All of the losers on film Twitter coming after me for dragging this guy. This guy. You're gonna go after me and not this guy. You guys are you are rooting on the villain and you're eviscerating the hero. The hero's here. I'm the fucking hero. This guy's the villain. And if you can't see that, that's a you problem. That's not me. That's a you fucking problem. And I'm not going to do this every stream, but film Twitter, if you're watching right now, fucking roll up. I'm the fucking hero. Jeff Zhang's the fucking villain. If you don't see this shit, that's you. You're warped. You're fucked. This guy is everything that's wrong with the space, and yet you're going to come into my fucking world and tell me Weber's the problem. Guess what? You guys are seriously off. There's something wrong with you. This dude is the problem, and yet I'm the bad guy. No, thank you, Jacob. I know that. And the smart people know that. I'm the fucking hero. This guy's not the hero. Robert Daniels definitely not the hero. These people are not. They're the hero of their own fucking story. They're not the real hero. I'm the real fucking hero. Okay? All right, get ready. We're going to watch Joker 2 trailer. And if you guys are just watching for the first time, you're like, man, Weber gets serious. Yeah, because listen, I'm tired and fed up with all of the nonsense that goes on film Twitter. I don't even want to be on the app anymore. That's why I do this. I can get it all off and just do my thing here and not worry about it, because all of them think they can team up like some hive mind dweeb fest, which they are, and they try to come after me. I just laugh and go, guys, by the way, I'm at the gym. Okay, I'm just going to remind you, I'm at the gym. I'm running sprints in the 95-degree heat. I have my shirt off. I know you guys don't know what that's like. Let me explain what it's like. When you take your shirt off when you're proud of what you look like, and that's what I do. Also tonight's kit, some love, everybody. Some love for Bournemouth, because we've got the yellow for Wolverine and of course the red and black for Deadpool. These things are planned out, and tonight we nailed it again with Bournemouth. Get ready, guys. Here it comes. Couple more comments, and then we're going to do the Joker trailer. If you have anything, Gone Girl, give me a comment. If not, let's do Joker trailer, and we're going to do it live. And again, I'm going to get in trouble for this. They're going to come after me and say, you can't show it live. Watching a trailer, can't we watch it all together? Give me a thumbs up right now if you think that we can all watch this trailer together and not have to worry about anyone getting pissed off down the street at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, I'm trying to sell tickets for you. So I'm going to watch for the first time Joker Folie à Deux. Did I say it right? I believe I did. Joker 2 trailer, the full trailer. Here we go. Let's watch it. I'll comment when it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Joker 2, my first reaction. for my virgin eyes on this trailer. I'm gonna hit pause for a second because if I play the entire thing in its entirety, then they might like start fucking with the stream. So I'm just gonna give it a second. We'll pause and we'll continue. Listen, first thing I'm gonna tell you guys is this is gonna be, if not Deadpool Wolverine-ish, when we look at this film when it opens here in October. By the way, same release date essentially as the first one, which grossed $1 billion worldwide. Guys, wow. I mean, listen, I'm a huge fan of the first Joker. When I came out of that film, go back to my first reaction when I walked out of the premiere here in LA for Joker, I said, I can't fucking believe that Warner Brothers let Todd Phillips make this movie. Guys, listen, I know Warner Brothers gets a lot of heat and people go after a lot of decisions that are made down the street here on Olive Avenue in Burbank, California. But I'm here to tell you that no other studio would have allowed Todd Phillips to do what he did with that first Joker and to go as we said earlier, you talk about another gonzo film, Joker. That film violence level is out of control. I mean, guys, when you're jamming scissors into necks and eye sockets and skulls and whatever the fuck, I haven't seen that movie forever, and then you have him blowing out De Niro's brains on television, this shit, I don't think you guys fully understand. This is a CBM property, right? This is a comic book property. And you're talking about doing some of the things that Todd Phillips does in that film. I'm going to tell you, and I've done it a million times. We'll talk about this film in a minute, but I'm just bringing it back to Joker quickly. When you talk about Joker, you're all going to say it's King of Comedy meets Taxi Driver. No shit. I've only said that 1,000 times. It doesn't matter. How many films are derivative of another film? Almost everything that we watch, we have seen before on the big screen in some kind of rearrangement, some kind of different version of the one we're getting here. So I don't want to hear that. What I'm going to tell you is you need to view Joker through the lens of holy shit, what a ballsy decision by a studio. And look what it did. It paid off for Warner Brothers to the tune of $1 billion for an R-rated film. And this film is going to be at $1 billion again, assuming it's a great film. If it is even half as good as the first Joker, it's probably getting to $1 billion. If it's as good or even pushes the envelope further, which I expect from Phillips, then we're talking about $1 billion plus. So this year has gone from one of the most disappointing ever when we saw these films come into the marketplace early in May and June and just flame out. Hey, speaking, flame on. When you look at this film coming in later this year, guys, we're going to finish with a flourish this year. Starting right now with Deadpool Wolverine, going back to Twisters, really, and then into this, then into Romulus. I think even Trap comes in. Smile 2. I saw the trailer again tonight. That's going to do big business for Paramount coming up here in September. And then Joker 2 in October. We are set up. And I'm not even mentioning like Wicked and Lion King. All things are still coming. This is going to end up being a very strong year. But back to Joker 2. More of what we saw the first time around from Phillips. He's not going to change the formula, right? The look and feel of this is exactly what we saw back in 2019. This film, though, is, I'm sure, going to expand the scope. In fact, I believe I have a couple of reactions that I saw on Twitter from some people that have already seen this because it's going to debut at Venice. Remember, this film debuted at Venice back in 2019 and won the Golden Lion, correct? If I'm not mistaken, it did. And then it goes on and debuts weeks later here in the United States and worldwide. This film will do it again, and they've already seen it. So here's the thing. Joker 2 is one of the most daring, brave, and creative films in recent American cinema. We were astonished. Our mouths were open at the end of the screening. Venice Film Festival chief Alberto Barbera, who has seen the film. They get to view it early, right? The first. And listen, I'm not surprised. Guys, I trust in Todd Phillips. How can you not after that first one? How can you not? You have to be able to recognize genius. And I don't care if it's derivative of those two films I talked about. I don't care. Every film is derivative of something. Okay. So as such, what I'm here to tell you is this film is going to deliver, and it's going to be $1 billion film again. And everything I see in the trailer has me sold even more. And Gaga, and this is a great question. Thank you, Michael, for this. And by the way, everyone, give a round of applause for Gone Girl hitting the comments here tonight. It's very hard for me when I'm doing this live on X and YouTube, and I'm trying to do all this like bang, 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 and literally by myself. This is a one-man show. Okay. I am not 4 boxes and we're doing dances and goofy shit for a lot of this stuff like we showed the other night. We're not doing that. I am literally going nonstop for 1 hour straight on this mic live. This is never taped. I mean, I used to do a few tapes, not anymore. This shit's fucking live. And Gone Girl pipes the comments in, and he does a great job. Give Gone Girl some credit and some love here tonight. Lady Gaga is... Here's the question here. She looks really grounded, which is exactly what you want. I think that she's going to grow as an actress. I think in House of Gucci, she's okay. I mean, that film's not great. And certainly for Ridley Scott, he directed that, right? God, what a forgettable film. And also Adam Driver. Everyone's like in a different movie in that film. I think that you look at what she's able to do here. If she stays grounded, able to work with one of our best actors living right now, in Joaquin Phoenix, then you're looking at a situation where you have to figure out where you're going to slot her. We talk about this a lot. I say slot, right? How do you slot her? Talk about awards. I run awardsace.com. I need to update that site. I've been woefully inept at getting that thing updated. Here's what I'm going to tell you. When you're a Warner Brothers, you're looking at this performance and you have 2 options. Okay. When you have a performance, you can either slot it lead or supporting. Now, there's been a lot of cases of category fraud. What is that? That is where you take someone who is possibly supporting and make them lead, someone who is lead, make them supporting. Typically, it's lead supporting because the role's too big to be supporting, because it should be a smaller role, right? But we've seen a lot of really large supporting roles. And in this case, she could be slotted supporting. She could be slotted lead. Haven't seen the film, but I bet you it's a 50-50 call. Here's what you do if you're Warner Brothers. And if, by the way, studios, you want to bring me in, Awards Whisperer, I'm your guy. I can handle that. I can do it. I can also watch your films and tell you what works and what doesn't. If I were to watch Deadpool Wolverine, I'd say don't change a thing. If you bring Jeff Zhang or Robert Daniels in, they're going to tell you it's a disaster, and they're going to lead you to financial ruin. Weber's going to lead you to millions, billions of dollars. Don't listen to those guys. Don't listen to Film Twitter. They're fucking wrong. Like every fucking time. It's embarrassing how wrong they are. I will come in and make you more money. Just bring me in. I don't have to tell everybody I saw it. I'll help you. But that's the question. Is Lady Gaga leader supporting? Here's why you need to make that call. Because when you watch it, you're going to look at this. You're going to look at the awards landscape. So let's just use a year like, what was that, 2019? I think it was 19, right? Go back and look at how everybody was slotted, and you were trying to figure out what is the best spot for me if I am a studio trying to push someone in a movie. Is it supporting or lead based on the competition? You have to know who else is in the race, who else is in for sure. Let's go back to 2019, and I believe that was the year that you had Hanks, you had Brad Pitt, you had all these big people that were already in. And if you had someone that was in a supporting situation, you might be wise to go lead, because even though it's harder to get lead, if it's not as stacked, as heavy as a supporting, you're going to switch it. So that's why it's important as a studio to know the landscape of who else is in the mix, so then we can decide how we want to FYC this, right? How do we want to slot it? You might disagree. Go back to The Favorite, a film from 2019, from Yorgos, as you guys know. Look at what Searchlight did with that film. You want to talk about slotting, the importance of slotting. Here, let me explain it to you very simply. Olivia Colman really is supporting in that film. The lead of that film is Emma Stone. What did Searchlight did? Dude, they put Emma Stone supporting. They put Olivia Colman in lead. Why did they do that? This is what you get from me and nobody else. So this is the other thing that I love, just slamming Film Twitter again. Here you go, guys. Film Twitter, if you're watching, roll up, because I'm smashing you again. What I bring to the table is the Film Twitter intellect with the mainstream audience connect. That's the thing that Weber and MMT brings to the space that you guys do not bring. You don't even have it. You don't possess it. You don't have the gene. So just crawl off into the little corner that you came from, because you're never going to compete. Here's what's happening. When you look at that film and you put Olivia Colman in lead and you put Emma Stone in supporting, the reason they did that, Emma Stone was just coming off of her win for La La Land. When you win, it's a lot harder to get nominated again in the same category, because people say you just won. Now, we have seen that happen in the past. Very recently, McDormand in Nomadland. Can't believe she won because she won so recently. But we see that so often. Oh, this person just got nominated. This person just won. She has hers. He has his. Therefore, we're going to go ahead and leave them off the ballot this year. Well, guess what? Look what Searchlight did. Not only did they slot it right, they got all three of the ladies in that film nominations, and they got a win for Coleman as Best Actress. That's how you slot. So back to Lady Gaga. If Lady Gaga is, you got to look at that Warner Brothers. I can ride my bike there. I can drive or bike, or I can run shirtless there. It's very close for me. I can make that run easily. I'd say it's for me going at a good pace. I can get there in about 6 minutes running, maybe 7. I can get there. It's not even a mile. I can run a 6-minute mile easy. I'll get there, I'll watch it, and I'll tell you where you want to slaughter. But I got to look at everybody else. I got to see where the other studios are doing, and then we'll come in last minute and slaughter. Why didn't Emma win? Because there was someone, who was the year? I forget who else was in supporting that year. It's all about, listen, it's all about, she just won too, right? So it's all about the competition. It really is. In a lot of these races, it's not about necessarily who is the best. Look no further than Tar. Okay, guys, Over My Shoulder, I'm going to do it here again because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, certainly of the last decade plus. Tar is a masterpiece. And Cate Blanchett delivers a once-in-a-lifetime performance, her best performance ever, one of the best we'll ever see. She did not win. Why did she not win? Because of the narrative of Everything Everywhere, and we have to give it to Michelle. Well, that was wrong, because in my world, we give it to merit. We don't give it to anybody because it's the right thing to do. The right thing, the right thing to do is to give it to Cate Blanchett for Tar. You've got to go merit. My world is built on merit. My world is not built on quotas. My world is not built on DEI. My world is not built on nepotism. My world is built on merit, period. I don't care if you have 10 great films. If your next film sucks balls, I'm going to tell you that. And that's the thing we don't have in the space too. Film Twitter likes to say this director's great, therefore this has to be great. That's not, how could you ever say that? It makes no sense. You always start at 0. Every review starts at 0 and goes from there. We balance the scales. I'm a Libra. I'm good at balancing. We get back to it and we go. Look no further than me and Yorgos Lanthimos with Kinds of Kindness, a film that I highly recommend, a film that right after, here's my little keychain from that film. You go back and you look at Kinds of Kindness. I came out of that film. I go, I like this film. I like it a hell of a lot more than Poor Things. So I can go ahead and I can pivot because I have the ability to be objective and turn and say this is a good film. That's what Film Twitter can't do. They have crutches. They have grudges. They also have, certainly, they have biases. They have agendas. Politically, they're typically far left. I am moderate. I am absolute centrist. And at the end of the day, we're objective. They're not. And that's why we win every time. Not just talent. It's objective. It's not being woke or anti-woke. It's a rare combination we bring to the floor. And that's why we win and we mop the floor with those motherfuckers. Listen, exactly, Elbow Juice. Even if you thought Tar ran on too long, if it was too talky for you, which is, my God, the mastery of that film and the direction, as I said before, if the Daniels wanted to do what's right. And Daniels, I'm going to do it again here on the stream. All of you joining here on a Thursday, you've maybe heard this before if you've ever watched MMT. Daniels, do the right thing. Give one of the Oscars that you won for Everything Everywhere. I don't care if it's picture, director, or screenplay. Whichever one you want to do. It could either be original screenplay, director, or picture. You can make the pick. I need one of those to go to Todd Field. I don't care which one. Pick one of the 3. Walk it over to Todd Field's place and say, we're sorry, you really deserved one of these. We didn't deserve all this shit. I can tell you that. They know they didn't deserve it. I know they didn't deserve it. Tar deserved something, came up empty-handed. That film was robbed. One of the biggest miscarriages of justice ever in the history of the Oscars right there. So, guys, it's a great comment. It's what we do better than anybody else. We are able to tell you about the landscape of the entertainment business in addition to go ahead and evaluating this film. A couple more comments here, and we'll go a little bit further. 1 hour. Gone Girl, thank you again for helping us out tonight. You've been amazing, as always. It's very hard to do this show and push comments. Let's see what else we have here. Go back. Anything from anybody from Deadpool tonight that saw it, we can go pivot back to that because we've done quite a bit here tonight. 97% Rotten Tomato score means cinema score should be A+ or A. Aaliyah, if it is an A+, like we talked about, can I just say that remember, you were here, Aaliyah. Who called it? Who said this film would get an A+ cinema score? I bet Menzel on Monday night this film would get an A+ cinema score. It's at 97. Guys, we're on the right side of history. We're always on the right side of history. Well, occasionally some of you will say we're not, but in general, guys, who has a 998 batting average? this guy. The other film Twitter people are like 35. They literally are like they're like a regular major league hitter. I'm at 998. Guys, I am like Hall of Fame material, and even like the likes of which they haven't even seen. What's the highest batting average in Cooperstown? I mean, it's not 998. So, yeah, Richard, I enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. My only issue was overabundance of pop songs, which made me feel overstimulated and tired by the end. Would have preferred more of Rob Simonson's score, who I think does a solid job. There's not a lot of score here. Listen, this film is like eating a whole bunch of cotton candy, right? But I still like cotton candy. At the end of this, I still enjoyed it. In fact, you know what? Just for the hell of it, can I just play just a sec? I just want to hear it for a second more. Just right now, everybody. I'll probably get hit with another thing. I just want to hear it because this brings me right back. Let me just play it from the beginning. Here we go. Can you guys? Song and this title sequence comes in. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Oh, God. We've turned into that channel that we showed the other night where they're all like going. Dude, when Deadpool's doing that shit, you know, the dance, I go, this is fucking great. This is exactly what I watch. Oh, God. We have turned into that channel. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to apologize. By the way, this is your perfect opportunity to buy your M&T mugs. They'll be for sale soon. Okay. So good. I gotta hear the chorus. How about if we just have him dance? Someone's gonna clip this and go, this is exactly what Weber does all the time. So fucking good, dude. Guys, that's so good. Like, at the moment that hit the screen on Monday, that title sequence, I was like, I'm here. I'm sold. I love you. I love this film. But remember, everybody, just quickly, remember the title sequence. Everybody, let's drag him again. Remember, though, because I'm wrong, and so are all of you for enjoying this film, because, everybody, remember what was told to us. This is one of the worst made movies of the year. After that title sequence of NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye, with Deadpool absolutely slaughtering all those dudes to the beat, doing the dance, this is one of the worst made movies of the year, with the title on the sword, on the bullets, on the skull. Guys, this is why these people are not to be taken seriously. This might be the worst tweet ever sent in the history of the app that is X. That is how bad this tweet is. Guys, this is a career destroyer. If Roger Ebert would be rolling over in his grave if he read this. That's exactly what he'd be doing, because he is calling Deadpool and Wolverine a film that I would argue, from a directorial standpoint, for what it is just about perfect. This guy's calling it one of the worst movies of the year as far as it being made, how it's being made. This guy is an embarrassment to the space. Just remember, not the villain. I'm the fucking hero. These people are not to be taken seriously, because that scene is fucking unbelievable. I'm going to listen to it one more time. A couple more seconds, we're out of here. I wish I had this. Like, I show it. I can't do the whole dance. Guys, this is what we want, man. We want to have fun. These people can't have fun. Film Twitter doesn't know what fun is. They want to sit around and chin stroke. Oh, I don't know if this quite reached the quota of the intellectual level that I would like. These are why these people do not relate to you or virtually anybody but their circle jerk. circle jerk of fellow film Twitter dweebs. Guys, this was fun. Always a blast here on MMT. We are going to do more streams throughout the weekend because when this thing comes in on the box office tomorrow, I want to be on and have that number. I expect Deadline to have that number soon after, let's say about like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Look for a live. If you do not get the notifications, get it through YouTube. On Twitter, you'll just see me here. But we will go live with the initial numbers and spit. It's going to be 200 million plus. This is one of the reasons that we love doing these streams when I get a chance to go absolutely ape shit over a film that I love and you love too. I mean, at 97% on the Rotten Tomato meter, this is truly a home run. I called it a grand slam on Monday night, and we have been proven right again on MMT. Perfect analogy with the cotton candy. I told my wife this movie is like having bottomless candy. It's a ton of fun, which helps me overlook whatever flaws it may have. Exactly. The jokes are great. The jokes are hilarious. This film is an absolute, and I know it's so cliche to say this, a blast. It is truly. If you're going to call a film a blast, this is the one to call it that way. But remember, it's one of the worst made movies of the year and a shit show, terrible fucking film, according to our other guy. And then someone else was said it's the worst movie I've ever seen before it was even over, was tweeting that. These people are not for you. These people are not serious. These people are not good. They have no talent. They don't speak for anybody who remotely has a semblance of a life, and that's what we do. We will continue doing what we do here on MMT, which is destroying those motherfuckers every fucking time we come on. They cannot compete because, listen, I will also turn around and flame a film. We've done it a million times. I didn't love Twisters. I hammered that film. But in this case, I'm 100% right. I know this film's great for what it is. It is a perfect film. I love it, and it is, Lizzie. In this case, this film's about fun. Handling the Undead is not about fun. That film is fucking bleak. My God, depression and hell. But this film is what it's all about, guys. Go out, support it this weekend. We'll be back coming up tomorrow for a box office update live, probably about like 1 in the afternoon here in LA, 2, 3 at the latest, and then we'll have those numbers, and then we'll probably do one Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and then Sunday night we're going to just go crazy because this film's going to be such a big success around the globe. 450, maybe 500 million opening weekend worldwide. Could we get there? We'll talk about it Sunday on the big show here, MMT, live from LA. Always a pleasure, guys. Thank you to Gone Girl again for pushing comments, and to everybody who came out and supported this film. We want you to, because that's what we believe in. If we believe in something, I want you to get out in front of it and support this film as we roll out of here with NSYNC. I'll see you next time on MMT. I gotta hear the chorus one more time. Hell yeah. See you guys next time. Peace out.